among the nations, and I will be exalted in the earth. The Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. The King James Version says our refuge. God is our refuge and strength. King James is a very present help in the time of trouble. On your way to the seat, just touch yourself and tell yourself, self, I got a spot. I want to say a word from that thought. I've got a spotter, and I solicit your continued prayers. In the medical news today, reviewed by Dr. Timothy J. Legg, it is suggested that many people around the world struggle with emotional eating. That many around the globe, many around the world, and maybe one or two in the sanctuary have had to struggle with emotional eating. Emotional eating is nothing more than stress eating. We eat, watch this, a bag of chips and not even be hungry. After a hard day's work, you scarf down a chocolate candy bar, knowing good and well your blood sugar was already too high in the first place. Emotional eating is caused by stress, by life, by health, and by the influences around us. Some of us eat the way we eat, but not because we are hungry and or in need of nourishment in our bodies, but some of us eat simply because the food is there. Emotional eating can cause unwarranted weight gain. Emotional eating, stress eating can cause people to not be in the best physical condition that they had hoped for. Some of the reasons, again, we struggle with emotional eating or stress eating is because we done got bored. So there was nothing else for me to do than to grab a chicken wing and some Doritos and sit and watch as the world turns, trying to still hold on to being young and restless, only to find out that you cannot fit those pants or that top was not because you were ambiguous to the situation, but because you forgot that overeating can hurt who you are. How in the world do we deal with emotional eating? Because let me submit to you, what you put in you don't always come out of you. Some stuff stay with you. And as a result, you gain weight around places that girdles pull up on. And you cannot figure out how to come up out of a situation still trying to be cool, holding on to what you realize that a pushback from the table could have done in the first place. But might I argue the same as Dr. Legg? Let me submit to you, emotional eating, although it has repercussion and consequences, also can be dealt with without medication. Might I argue, for those of us who have had to struggle with eating ice cream late in the midnight hour, might I submit to you that in order for you to deal with overeating, number one, you need to know what your triggers are. Brothers and sisters, if you do not know what is causing you stress, you can never deal with the stress that's got you stressed out. If you do not take inventory of what causes your Agent Orange to act up, then you can never fully understand why it is that you do what it is that you do. Maybe you didn't like that when knowing what your triggers are, because part of the problem is all of us in here got a little bit more triggers than a 6-shooter. So some of us in here got all kind of triggers, and here's where I'll prove it to you. Because if you push me and I'm close to the edge, I'm trying not to lose my head. Sometimes it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Is there anybody in church right now that knows that sometimes life will trigger you? And if you don't deal with the triggers, might I help you, you will find yourself misfiring on all cylinders. Number two, if you want to be able to deal with it, number two, you need some exercise. Let the church say exercise. I am not talking about you exercising your mouth, because some of us are already in tip-top shape already. I'm talking about exercising your body to increase your heart's capacity to beat. After all, you the one that done ate them pork skins and pork rinds and all that other stuff. And as a matter of fact, even if you don't eat pork, does not mean that you're in the best of health neither. Because just because you don't eat meat does not mean that there are not things that are designed and working right now to mess you up. Might I submit, brothers and sisters, if you want to deal with the emotional eating, you need to exercise. But finally, the last of the submissions is not just deal with your triggers and not just exercise, but watch this, you need to be around people of good influence. Oh my God, I'm about to help myself in church. Can I tell you where some of us get in trouble real easy in the world? We get in trouble, watch this, because of who we hang around with. Everybody that's there ain't there to be there for your there. Some people are there in your there because they want to remind you of what you were. But the truth of the matter is, if I am there, don't worry about where I was, because if I made it there didn't have control over me. Is there anybody that showed up in Mount Calvary that might be able to testify, I know what it's like to be there, and I also know what it's like to be where I used to be. And if all you care about is my where, you can't celebrate my there. Is there anybody in here that says, I need folk who gonna hang around me that want to celebrate my right now and not where I've been? Because where I've been, I already got the tattoo to show it. Where I've been, I already got the record on my record. Where I've been, I already got the scars and the wounds to prove it. But where I'm trying to go right now, there ain't where I've been. Where got me to there. And because I'm there, I can go anywhere. Why? Because greater is he that is inside of me than he that is within the world. I'm not going to make it because I've been good. I'm not going to make it because I've been kind. I'm not going to make it because I got the right family pedigree. I'm not going to make it just because I choose not to overindulge. I'm going to make it because I had a spotter that looked after me when I couldn't look after myself. Is there anybody in Mount Calvary that know you got a spotter that looks after you? You got to watch who you let influence you, because everybody who got a mouth ain't an influence. Can I tell you the job of a spotter in the gym? The job of the spotter in the gym is to be there to assist a person, here it is, that is having to deal with some weight over top of them. Oh God, let me say that again. Child of God, the job of the spotter is to be able to watch the person, to encourage the person, to be there for the person who has some weight that they are trying to lift up off of doing. I got you. And then there's a don't slumber nor sleep. My spotter told me that all things will work together for my good. My spotter reminds me that if I trust and never doubt, that he'll surely bring me out. My spotter reminds me in the Gospel of John that if I be lifted up from the earth, I'll draw all men unto me. My spotter reminds me that therefore there is now no condemnation for them that are in Christ Jesus, who walk not after the flesh but after the Spirit. Some of y'all didn't shout, didn't even move a bit, and here's the reason why, because maybe you don't know the spotter by the spotter's name. So let me give you his name, and if that name ring a bell, holler back. I know that's right. Wonderful Counselor, I know that's right. Mighty God, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, ruler of the universe. Maybe you don't know him like that. Grandmama said he's a wheel in the middle of a wheel. Shelter in the time of storm. My kinsman redeemed. My way out of nowhere. Maybe you don't know it like that, so let me call his name. Jesus. 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 Do you know it? Have you tried it? Ain't it all right? God is fine. And the sons of Korah, the sons of Korah, who are the Levitical singers, teach Pastor Bradley, pause and pen this psalm in the second set of books of Psalm. Pens this 46th psalm. Did you see it?
Yes, sir.
Did you see what they said? And watch this. You can't. Can I pause and give you one for free? Child of God, stop claiming what you can't claim.
That's right. That's right.
Stop claiming what you don't believe. Because, child of God, when I tell you to say these words, you need to be able to say these words because you can look back over
Yes, sir.
what you had to go through and realize that when the rain came in your life, that it was nobody but God. I wish somebody would touch your own chest and say it was nobody but God. Nobody but God made a way. Nobody but God healed me. Nobody but God took care of my kids. Nobody but God kept a roof over my head. Nobody but God brought me through cancer. Nobody but God has kept me through blood pressure problems. Nobody but God messed around and gave me a job after I get locked up. Nobody but God called me in my right mind when I thought about killing myself. Nobody but God. Somebody holler, nobody. I'm coming around the mountain here. Child of God, watch what the songs of Korah say. They say God is. I ought to stop right there. I ought to stop right there and open up the doors of the church.
Yes, Lord.
God is. Can I tell you what some of us get mixed up? We start talking about what God was. Can I tell you when we get mixed up? That's the reason why some of y'all can't keep living in the past of your glory days. 25, 35, 10, 5, 6 years ago. Child of God, you need to be able to shout about now. Can I tell you when the church will be a better place? When we start talking about, not about just what God was, but we start declaring what God is. Let me see if I'm in the right house. God is waymaker. God is a burden bearer. God is a heavy load sharer. God is my everything. God is money in a broke bank account. God is snaps on the petrol when my gas hands on me. God is my refrigerator not going out till I get my income tax. Can I tell you what God is? God is my all. My all and all. Watch. Let me raise the relevant question, because I hear you asking me. You say, well, Pastor Bradley, how in a day like today when we're dealing with coronavirus, how world today can we trust the spotter? How, Pastor Bradley, can I take these words and make them live in me? How in the world, when I'm faced with shortages on my job and they're trying to figure out if they need me to come in and I got these bills that I gotta pay, how can I trust the spotter? How can I trust the spotter in uncertain times, whether or not I'm going to be able to go out and get my medication, whether or not I'm going to be able to mess around and just go down to the grocery store? Pastor B, how can I trust the spotter? Can I tell you how you can trust him? Can I tell you how you can trust the spotter even in uncertain and shaky times? Can I tell you how to trust him, and I'm done? Number one, I can trust the spotter when I learn how to lean on my experiences with the eternal. Number one, I got to learn how to lean on my experiences with the eternal. I knew you wasn't going to shout right there. Y'all trying to be cute and bullshit. But let me submit to you, my brothers and sisters, all of us in here, the only reason why you're here is because all of us in here got to lean. Y'all miss me. Let me come around here and get it real quick. The only reason why we all here is because all of us in church right now got to lean. All of us in here don't walk as straight as you think. All of us in here don't move as straight as we claim. Child, all of us, no matter how your earthly walk looks, all of us got some crooked in us. Do I have a witness in here? I don't care how good you look on the outside. All of us in church got a little crooked in us. All of us in here got a little shaky in us. All of us in here got a little messed up in us. And the truth of the matter is, I've been overcompensating. That's the reason why you ready for this when you're running over your heels on your shoes, because you're trying to make yourself look good walking one way while you got some crooked on the inside. Do I have any real people that showed up in church that'll testify, I got a little crooked still in me that God's got to work out in my life? Can I tell you how God works out the crooked? The only reason why the crooked didn't kill me is because I had somebody to lean on. Is there anybody in here that y'all like that? What a fellowship. What a joy divine, leaning on the everlasting arms. Is there anybody in church that knows something about leaning on God? Child of God, you done leaned on everything else already. You done posted up on everything else already. You done messed around, got all up on it, posted up all up on it. But is there anybody in here that knows and can testify? Watch this, that the bigger you get, the more certain things can't hold you up. The bigger that God is trying to get you to become, there are certain things that can't hold you up anymore. I wish you would touch yourself real quick on your chest and say, self, don't you lean on what can't hold you. You got to learn how to lean on the experiences that you know about God. Look at the text. The Bible says God is our refuge and strength. Y'all, this is a good place to shout. The sons of Korah said that God is our refuge and strength. In order for God to be refuge means that somehow, some way, some shape, form, or fashion, life had to get tough. It means that somewhere on the journey, life had to get hard. And somebody in church ought to be honest enough to know that sometimes the rain will show up in your life. I wish the people in here would be honest. Sometimes the rain will show up in your life. That life ain't going good. Life can be messed up. Where do people learn how to dance in the rain? Where do people learn how to shout in the rain? Where do people that learn how to rejoice in the rain? Because the test of who you are is not how you holler when everything's good, but can you holler while you're going through? Do I have any hollers on this side that said I can holler because I've been through it? Do I have any hollers on this side that are holler I've been through it? And here's what I learned, that whatever I went through, God was a refuge and he made me stronger.
Thank you.
See, some of us won't shout, some of us won't shout in church. Forgot that God is refuge and strength. I love that conjunction. Because watch this, when I show up in the refuge, I show up to the refuge to find safety. But typically when you get to a place of refuge, you already beat down. But watch this, God says, I'll be refuge, here it is, and strength. Let me see if I can put it in this vernacular. Whatever you need, God's got it. Is there anybody in church that knows that God has power and enough power to make you stronger? This ain't for everybody in church, but is there about 9 of y'all, and I'll make number 10, that would pop up like popcorn and be honest and testify that Pastor B, watch this, the only reason that I'm even in worship right now is because God strengthened me to get here. The only reason why I ain't lost my mind is because God strengthened me to keep my mind. The only reason why I ain't shot nobody or messed my own self up is because God has been strength when I didn't have no strength. Y'all didn't like that one? What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege it is to carry everything. God, very prayer. Israel, what do you know about God being refuge and strength? Israel says, I know about God being refuge and strength because we knew what it was like to live in Egypt and God brought us out of it. Israel would testify, I know what God is like to be refuge and strength because when we had to wander for 40 years in the desert, that God provided for us in the midst of some bad situations. David would testify, I know what it's like for God to be refuge and strength because I had Saul trying to chase me. I had Saul trying to kill me, but God gave me refuge and strength. David also says, I know what it's like for God to be refuge and strength because when I had to go fight a giant by the name of Goliath, I was out there by myself in the natural. But what Goliath didn't know is that I brought God with me to the fight. And I came by to tell somebody, beloved, even if it looked like you're by yourself in the natural, that God will show up with you in the fight. Is there anybody in here that knows that God will show up with you in the fight? Number two, you can trust the spotter. You ready for this one? Because he promises shelter in exposed times. I knew you wasn't going to shout. Look at the text. It says God is our refuge and strength. Here it is, an ever-present help in trouble.
Yeah. All right.
Can I tell you what trouble comes to do? Trouble comes to expose your weaknesses.
Yes.
Oh, they miss you. Let me talk to y'all on this side. Trouble comes to expose your weakness. Trouble, and child of God, I don't care how much Maybelline, and I don't care how much mascara you put on, I don't care how much, I don't care how much your lip gloss is popping, that don't mean nothing. Trouble will come to expose you like it woke you up at 3 in the morning and you didn't have a chance to put your face on. Do I have a witness in here? Somebody in Mount Calvary ought to know trouble will show up. But the sons of Korah and somebody in here ought to be able to testify that he is an ever-present help. Watch this. In trouble. So for him to be ever-present means he's always there. People ain't the only one that can testify he's an on-time God. I think I got some witnesses down here on Plum Street that ought to be able to testify he's on time, man. I said I ought to have a witness in here. I ought to be able to testify he's on time, man. I said I ought to have a witness in here. I ought to be able to testify he's on time. And I have to learn of the promise of shelter. Because help will bring me shelter when trouble has me on blast. Maybe y'all always been saintly. Maybe. See, some of y'all old people in church should shout right now. Because if you'd have done some of the stuff you used to do right now, and they'd have had Facebook. Some of y'all had plausible deniability. How about they didn't see me doing it no good and well? You should shout right now that God You should have shouted that they didn't have cell phones with cameras on it. High definition camera on it. Oops, I did it again. Come on, do I have a witness in here? Some of y'all older folk ought to shout in church right now that they don't have a record that's written or somewhere on Snapchat or somewhere on somebody's Facebook timeline that they can talk about what you used to do. Is there anybody in here that says, I thank God because he was a very present help? Number three, you can trust the spotter. I got to go now. You can trust the spotter. Number three, you ready for this one? When you press pause before you panic. Can I tell you what happens a lot of times when people are lifted and they got a spotter? What they do is they spend so much time focusing on the weight that they forgot that before they got under pressure, typically they go ask, will you give me a spot? Right. And so when it gets hard and heavy for them, they stop thinking about who's behind them or who's over them. All they can see is what they're struggling with. And a lot of times what happens is people begin to panic, arms begin to shake, and then they'll go, help! Trying to hold up under pressure. Child of God, might I submit to you, when you know who your spotter is, when you know what his name is. Maybe I've been presumptuous and just assume that y'all knew what his name is. Let me see if I can figure out if y'all know what his name is. His name is Jesus.
Yeah.
Elohim, El Shaddai, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Tsidkenu, El Elyon, Jehovah Shammah. My beloved brothers and sisters, maybe you don't know him by that name. Can I just call him like Big Mama called him Jesus? Big Mama wouldn't even get all the syllables out. She was called Jesus. Jesus in the morning. Jesus in noonday. Jesus in the midnight hours. Is there anybody in here that knows that there is power in that name? I know I didn't ask you to do it all service. Don't touch your neighbor. But when you look at your neighbor and say, neighbor, there is power in that name. Come on, I come down the mountain now. Here I come. Look at somebody and say, neighbor, there is power in that name. Look at somebody one more time and say, neighbor, neighbor, there is power in the name of Jesus. That at that name every knee will bow. At that name every tongue will confess. At that name demons will tremble. At that name Satan has been defeated. At that name my salvation was purchased. At that name my deliverance was bought. At that name my name was written in the Lamb's Book of Life. At that name I got a ticket waiting for me. Look at yourself, touch your own chest, and say, at that name there is power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Can I call his name just one more time and I'm done? Jesus, 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 Jesus. They call